Hello guys, thank you for watching my channel. Um, just wanna update you again. Yesterday, it was my CCA's test driving of the LLB. So it was in Irvine, and at first it was kind of confusing, kind of nervous driving that kind of truck, which is there are like 7 mirrors you have to look at. I mean, not all of it at the same time, but 7 mirrors, and then uh, the size of the truck and the width. It's kind of, I mean, although we can drive cars and truck, this is kind of different. So at first it's kind of confusing. I even first started that when we're supposed to go to our assigned LLB. I turned it on right away, which is I shouldn't do that. So um, because you have to um, first instructor taught us about that LLB and showed us all the um, turn signals, all what's inside, and never to leave the engine on when getting out of the vehicle or the LLB, and always park the car and turn the wheel, put a parking brake and turn the wheel. So he taught us about that and the size of the mail truck, and you have to do the inspection of the LLB before you start your route. Make sure if you find anything, make sure you report it or write down. There's a note that you have to either circle. um, just have to make sure everything's working, and then when we're ready, each of us, there's 4 of us, so each of us drove. The 4 instructors, one teaching how to back up, the other for the parallel parking, and the other one was making turns and make sure you have your signals, and the other one was for the mail, pretending you're parking on the curb. Make sure you're near the curb and open the mailbox without getting out of the LLB and opening the mailbox and delivering it. It was just a pretending. So you do that, and then if there's a car in front of you, we had to park behind it and give us enough space so you can get out. Put the parking brake and turn the wheel to the curb to the right, so that you know always they always insist or saying always to turn the wheel to the right to the curb, and always turn off the engine if you're getting out of the vehicle of the LLB. So funny was my first time I got out and left the engine on. Oh my goodness. He told me, you know what? You could get fired for leaving that LLB, your truck, and the engine is on. That was so bad. I was kind of like, how could I forget that? But it happens. So, and one time, so after that, I we did it again. I was able to complete it without. Oh, one also mistake I did was when I parked the LLB, so I was able to turn it off, close the door, um, lock the door if you can to, you have to, but you don't have to if you can see the mail truck. So I just walked by where the car was. It was invisible, like a pretend. So and the mailbox was right on the side of that car. So I walked past by that invisible car, and so he saw me, the instructor, and said, "Are you okay?" And then I realized, oh no, I said, oh, I was just a little kind of, nerves. No, you walk into my car. So, oh, so that's when you know, so because he said that there's a car there, so you have to walk on the curb, they open the mailbox and put the mail. You don't have to go down the street where the car was parked. So because you know that there's a car, so but it was invisible, so I was I didn't realize it. Like uh, it's all the nerves, Once because it's the first day, kind of like everything's going on. So after the second round, I turned again. I was able to do that without any mistakes. Make sure you have to turn left turn signal when you're getting out of the curb, and then you go straight turn right signal, go park on the curb again, put the mail in the mailbox. So we did that many times, and then once he knows that I'm used to it, then I did the backing up parking. So there's also a trick because the wheel of the LLB is kind of very soft. You only turn little bit and the wheel will turn. So you have to make sure that you don't overturn it. So and most of the time during that first few hours I was overturning it. But then so I was able to park back up parking. You have to look at the number uh 6 and 7 mirror, so you can see the back of the vehicle, and both the side view mirror, which is 1 and the 5. So there are 7 mirrors, so you have to look. The 3 and 4 is for the front where you can see. And I did the from the right backing up, and from the left backing up in a parking slot, you know. After he thinks that I'm comfortable parking the LLB, I went the other instructor for the parallel parking. So it's kind of also tricky. There's always a distance where you can um, maneuver. So there was a car in front and the back, so you have to park in between those cars. So there's a cone that you have to look. It's just a guide, but if you're out there, if you need to park parallel parking, there's nothing to guide you. So you need to make sure um, you have to look in the mirror, and there's like two turns. You have to make like distance, but I will teach you how to do it. At first I was not really aligned, and then keep doing it. He asked me, doing it again. You're not over the line, because there was a line you have to be there. That's the distance, so you can back up. So after I was able to do that, I did the left turn and right turn of that vehicle. When you're making a right turn and you're making a left turn, once we were done, I was done with that. It was a lunch break, so we had a 40-minute break. We started about 6:30 or almost 7, but I got there at 6:30. And then after lunch break, uh, we went out. They took us out, one instructor each. So e- each of us, they tell us where to go, make a right turn, and in the neighborhood, you park. Before the driveway, there's like, you need to park in a, like 3 feet before the driveway. The thing is, when you're making parking in the curb, the right bumper, corner bumper of that LLB is kind of tricky. So you have to look in the mirror, number 3, and number 1 side view mirror, and look at your rear bumper. So that's how I did it. I was able to park, and then always make sure you make a left turn signal, turn the wheel twice only if you're straight. But if you're, parking, you park on a curb, when you left the vehicle LLB, it's completely turned to the right, so you need to make 2 turn or 4 turns so that you can go out. Because if you just make a 2 turn, you'll just go straight. So if you're going out, make sure you make a left turn signal, make sure it's safe to go, then you can go. So that's how I did. I know this is kind of long video. I just want to share my experience. Um, being CCA, it's kind of, a lot of, maybe people who's interested, being a mail carrier. um, you just have to go through like we did. So I've been driving for a long time, but LLB is kind of different. There's the nerve that, although you're already professional driver, it's like you're in a driving test. um yeah, so after that, we don't know if they did the report after we got back from the street, and then they didn't tell us if we passed. But we're we passed, because the only thing that we will fail, if we during that test, if we had a citation, if we hit a pole or whatever, that, you know an item that's not moving, or if we had accident, something like that. So they put it in an envelope, and then they'll probably send, I mean, they will send it to our each of our offices that we're assigned to. So yeah, that's it. So, and then 2 o'clock, they let us go. So, and then I'm off, and then today, and then tomorrow, which is Saturday, is my shadow day. I have to report in my office, post office, at 9 o'clock. So I'll give you guys posted how I did, and mostly I will just have to watch it. So make sure I watch how the regular mail carrier do it. So okay, so I'll just have to give you guys posted, keep you guys posted. Okay, thank you for watching. See you in my next video.